Hi students, welcome to Writing 4. I'd like to take a few moments to introduce you to our Blackboard course site. When you watch this video, you can turn on closed captions. I also recommend that you make this video large so that you can see all the writing and graphics and everything, not only for this video, but all videos that I make for you in the future. Otherwise, sometimes it can look a little bit unclear. So let's go ahead and get started. I know most of you already know how to go to Blackboard, but I'm just going to show everyone how to get there from the ACC homepage, just in case some students don't know, because we do have some completely new students. So when you arrive on the ACC main webpage, you have these options at the top, and the farthest left-hand selection is Students. And they're actually going to be changing this system soon, and we'll be using My ACC only, but as far as I know, that's not available yet. We're still using this page. So I'm going to show you using this old system, even though the system will change soon. By the way, all of you should be using your ACC email accounts to communicate with me, and we're going to be using Google Docs a lot, so you need to have your ACC email account up and running and active. You need to check it every day. And you should also have your ACC EID activated, which you do if you already have an account. If you need to know how to activate your ACC EID or your email, let me know and I can help you out with that. In the meanwhile, let's get started with Blackboard. So we select Blackboard. We come to this page for the login, and you just use your regular ACC EID login and password. And usually you will already have Blackboard saved on your browser because you'll be going regularly to Blackboard. But just for the first time, for students who didn't know how to get there, that's how we go to Blackboard. So my Blackboard splash page looks different than yours because I'm an instructor, but you look for My Courses, Fall 2020, and you find our course. And if you can't see it, it could be that this little arrow is selected so that it's hidden. So you have to click on the arrow and make it open. It could also be that you need to make it available by going to this little settings wheel and selecting our course or the semester. You'll have to play with it and see if you can make it appear. If for some reason you've tried doing those two things and you still can't see our course, let me know and I can help you with that. Okay, so your fall courses should be here. And you look for our course, Writing 4, Section 005 or 105, depending on which type of student you are. And you should arrive and you should see this banner, the black banner, and you should see the content area to the left. Now notice this, the content area can be hidden. So if you come here and you can't see the content area, look for this little tab here on the left and select it, and you should get these options here. You can also use Blackboard as a phone app. For some students, the phone app works really well. Other students have told me that they have a really hard time finding the content area for some reason. So use the phone app if it works for you. If it doesn't, just use it on the desktop or the laptop. Okay, so you arrive at the announcements. Whenever I send out an announcement, it automatically appears here and it automatically emails you the announcement. So Dr. Keeler posted this announcement yesterday and you got an email about it, or you might be watching this another day, so it wasn't yesterday, but posted this recently and you got an email about it. The next link we see here is virtual meeting. And that gives us the information we need for our face-to-face or synchronous meetings. Synchronous means meeting face-to-face online, virtual meetings. So we use Zoom, and if you want, you can download the Zoom app on your computer or on your phone. You don't have to. Zoom will open just by using this link. So you'll click on this link. It might ask you for a meeting ID, probably won't, but it might. It will ask you for a password, and our password there is right now with no space. Please have your webcam on during our class meetings, and keep yourself on mute if you're not talking to the class or talking in a group, because that way background noises will be eliminated if we stay on mute when we're not talking. And if you are unable to use Zoom on your computer, you can use it on your phone just by clicking the same link, which is here and also in your email, because I've emailed it to you. You'll also get an option to download the meeting to your calendar, so you can do that, and the link will be inside your calendar too. So if you're the type of person who doesn't like to search for links and everything, put it in your calendar and it'll be there for you. But it's here in Blackboard forever. Okay, the next section is syllabus and textbook. So we have our textbook here, Great Writing 4, 5th edition. Make sure the front looks like this and that it's the 5th edition. And you can see it there. You can usually Google it by looking up the ISBN number. You can get a used copy or a brand new copy. Of course, the used copy is cheaper, but be careful with the paper copy that it will come to your house soon. Because sometimes if it takes 3 or 4 weeks to arrive, then you'll have a problem because you won't have a book at the beginning of class. And I'd like to start using the book as soon as possible. Some people prefer a paper book, and if you want a paper book, go for it. I also prefer a paper book. However, there's also an online version of this book, and the link is here. Purchase the textbook online. So you would just purchase it here. And we also have our syllabus, which I will review with you on the first day of class. I'll go over the most important parts of the syllabus on the first day of class, but you can look at it now if you want. The next section in our content area is course objectives. The course objectives are also outlined in the syllabus, but I put them here too. If you want to just look at them, it's up to you. Okay, the next section, coursework, is probably the section you're going to be using the most for our class. Because coursework is where you find your homework and assignments. Right now there's nothing there, but there will be something there for Monday. And let me go out of the student view. On Blackboard, I have the option to view it as a student or view it as a teacher. So now I'm viewing it as a teacher, and Monday's assignment is there. So this is going to be what you see on Monday. So if you read this, what will you find here? You'll find a little synopsis of what we did in class that day. You'll find the homework, and you'll find the due dates for the homework. So notice, whatever's posted is for that day, and whatever is homework is due next time or whenever the due date says. So whatever you see that day doesn't mean it's due that day. It means it's going to be due in the future. Okay? So for example, it says, today we made introductions and reviewed the course syllabus. This is for Monday. We looked at how to use a Google Doc. if you need to review how to use a Google Doc and share it with the teacher, watch this video. Okay? And then you have 2 items of homework. Go to the discussion board and write a short introduction to your classmates. Then respond to at least one other classmate's introduction. This is due before 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday night. So what's discussion board? Well, if you look in the content area, there it is. I'll show you it in just a moment. Okay, and then your second item of homework. Write a diagnostic essay. And the due date is also before midnight on Tuesday night, 11:59 p.m. Tuesday night. Share it with me as a Google Doc. So you can find here the homework and the due date for the homework. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next section. The next section is journals. You'll have a total of 8 journals for our class. I'm in the teacher view. When you look at this, you won't see anything. You won't see all of this here. You'll only see the first journal on Wednesday. So the first journal, a private self-introduction. And I ask you to privately introduce yourself to me and tell me about yourself, what languages you speak, how long you've been learning English, your academic background, educational background, your goals, career goals, and how do you make the journal? You go here, create journal entry. You have to click on this and you give your journal a title like my introduction or your name or whatever, and you type here. Okay, here's something important. Everything on Blackboard, you have to either click submit, click post entry. If you just close this without clicking submit or post entry, it will disappear and I won't see it. So you have to go here at the bottom where it says post entry. Everybody, you see that? Post entry. And then your journal will be saved and it will appear to me. You can also attach something that you type. You can attach a Word document here and hit post entry and I will see it. So that is the section on journals, and I'll tell you more about that during the class time. So that introduction will be just for me, and it's more about your academic background. But I also want you to make a public introduction, public to the class, not public to the world, a public introduction on discussion board. So it says here on discussion board, under journals, introduce yourself. Introduce yourself by telling the class what name you prefer to be called, where you are from, and another thing about yourself, for example, your family life, job, hobbies, pets, or whatever. And then you need to respond to at least one other student and do this activity Tuesday night before midnight. And this will be a completion score. So it's just a chance to put your information there for everybody to see. We're also going to introduce ourselves in class, but to sort of say more about yourself, and that way we can get to know each other better. Okay, after discussion board, we have a link to ESL library. And this is another website that we're going to be using in class, in addition to our book, to do some enhancement and support to our lessons and a little bit of grammar practice and things like that. So you can create your free account and join our class using this class code. And I'll give you more information about that when class begins. But if you want, you can go ahead and do it now. It's an easy thing to do. Okay, moving down, we have useful links and files. So for example, a link to a short video about how to use Google Docs. We don't learn spelling in this level 4 class. However, if spelling is your weakness and you need more spelling practice, there's a website for spelling help. There's also links to all of the PowerPoints that I use in class if you want to look at them again by yourself. There's links to the model essays I use in class if you want to look at them again by yourself. There's links to writing support. So basically, I'll remind you, like after we watch a PowerPoint, oh hey, if you'd like to look at this PowerPoint on your own, you can get it from useful links. We also have grammar videos. So here I have a review of all tenses, which I recommend all of you watch. And then each grammar point that we cover in class is considered a review because this is not a grammar class. We just use the book, but some of you might need more than just a review, in which case I direct you to watch these videos I've selected for you about whatever grammar point it is that you need a little bit more of a review for. So for example, if you had a problem with adverbial clauses, you can watch this video for more help. So these are the grammar points that we'll be covering in class, and then a couple of extra ones that are not in the level 4 curriculum, but which I know sometimes students have a problem with, like passive. So you can explore this and see if there's anything that looks useful for you in here. And if you don't need any help with this, then don't watch the videos. They're a support if you need it. Okay, then you have my grades, and I recommend you check Blackboard often so that you can know your grades on a regular basis. That way there are no surprises for you. And I usually post grades very quickly. After an assignment has been turned in, I'll check it and post your grades and return it to you. Always check to make sure that everything looks good. Sometimes I might accidentally put in the wrong number or something, and let me know if I do that. But you can check your grades here. You also have a link to different ACC sites. For example, Student Help Desk, coronavirus stuff. But like the Student Help Desk, the library, the testing center, and things like that. If you need support for something, if you need tutoring, there's a link here to sign up for a free tutor. So you can explore this and see. You can find these links in other places on ACC websites, but I just put them all here for you in case you're using Blackboard and you're like, I'd like a tutor. Let me find the link to the tutor. But you can look at that more carefully by yourself to see what links are there. I want to show you something. This is what my gradebook looks like. So notice it's a bit long and it can be confusing to look at, which is why I told you, let me know if I accidentally put in the wrong number. Like if you made an 8.5 on an essay and I put in a 7.5, let me know, because sometimes it's hard to see when I'm doing this. I guess if I put in an 8.5 but you really made a 7.5, you don't have to tell me. I'd never know, but better to tell me. So just make sure that you check your grades and everything looks good. Notice here what I can see. Last access. I can see the last time you logged into Blackboard. So I can see when you check your homework. So I know who's checking regularly and looking at the assignments regularly. Just letting you know that. All right, so that is our introduction to Blackboard. And we will look at this more in class, and I'll give you more details about, for example, journals and other assignments in class. But I just wanted to get you started, and I highly recommend that you go in and click around, explore around inside Blackboard, and play with it a little bit so that you get used to using it. And I will see you soon. All right, everybody, bye.